Welcome back to the vlog. I'm now in my hometown Kuching and I'm about to eat my breakfast. I want you guys to come along with me on this food adventure. I'm going to explore all my favorite foods, the places that I go to, and we're starting with laksa. Let's do this! Sarawak Laksa is definitely a must-have dish if you come to Sarawak. There are many places that serve amazing Sarawak Laksa. But in my opinion, this cafe, Borneo Laksa in Choon Cafe, Kopitiam, they serve the best laksa in Kuching. And I always come here. This is the first place that I visit every time I come back to my hometown, Kuching. Some may disagree, some may prefer some of the laksa locations, and that's fine. And the reason I like the laksa here so much is because the broth is not too thick. It's just a nice balance of having a very light broth with flavorful taste. And everything about there is about balance. The taste, the spice is just so good. And here's the Sarawak Laksa. It is basically noodles in broth, and the broth is prawn based. I really like that the noodle is soaked in the broth. The broth is so flavorful, so savory, and it's usually served with prawns, shredded chicken, sometimes shredded omelette, egg, and of course, it's not about the whatever that's on top of the noodles. The toppings to me doesn't really matter. It is the flavor of the broth that really makes this Sarawak Laksa something truly special. Anthony Bourdain, rest in peace, such an amazing person. He actually came to Sarawak and he claimed that Sarawak Laksa is the breakfast of gods. I should probably have started with a disclaimer saying that these are just my favorite food places. They may not necessarily be the best foods in Kuching. The best is subjective and everyone has their favorites. And I'm not going to cover a lot of ground. I just have one day, so I'm just going to go to some places that I usually go to and show you what I usually eat when I'm home, out with my friends or sometimes on my own. The next dish is a little bit special. It is Kolo Mee, and I think that not a lot of places get Kolo Mee right. It is a very special, unique Sarawakian dish, and you can only find it here, seriously. If you go to West Malaysia, like Kuala Lumpur, yes, you can find variants of Kolo Mee there, but the Kolo Mee just doesn't taste the same. It is somewhat, not just different, but it tastes horrible. This is the usual drink that we order in Sarawak, and it's quite unique to Sarawakian as well. It is called 3-layer Tesi Pang, or we could just simply call it Tesi Pang Special. There's a layer of sugar, milk, and also, of course, the tea itself. It is such a refreshing drink. Of course, there's too much sugar in it, but yeah, sweet drink, sweet and cold to wash down whatever food that we eat. I'm sorry about the audio, there is some construction going on nearby, so I hope it's not too distracting. But here is my favorite Kolo Mee in Kuching. There are actually generally two variants. There are many variants, but the popular two are the red version and the plain version. This is the red version. And for the red version, my favorite one is at Oriental Park Kolo Mee. It's just so different from other places. It's not too oily. There's some sweetness in the sauce, the red sauce. The red sauce is actually from the oil they use, they got from grilling the barbecuing the pork. The red slices of meat is actually the barbecue pork, right? So the oil dripping from that is used as the red sauce for the noodles, hence the red Kolo Mee. And this is my favorite one of all the places in Kuching, definitely Oriental Park. The next item that I want to eat is butter bun. I only have two favorite places for butter buns in Kuching, Mita Cat House or Old Joy. And we're going to Old Joy. At first, I didn't think butter bun is that special because there was a time I used to be able to find it in Kuala Lumpur, but currently even all the old places I used to go to for butter bun, they don't sell butter buns anymore. So it has become something like a unique food in Kuching. And this butter bun is just bread with butter fillings. And it's so good. I just bought myself a butter bun inside this plastic bag. And basically, that's how it looks like. It's quite large for a butter bun, and there's nothing much in it. It's just some buttermilk fillings, and but it tastes so good. And now it is very uniquely from Kuching or from Sarawak. I'm going to eat this now. Look at the butter filling. So good. I'm back in Kuching, my hometown, for about almost 2 weeks, maybe around 10-11 days. And this time I don't really have any specific agenda, but my timetable is a little bit overwhelming. Every day I have friends to meet, I have relatives to catch up with, and I don't really have much time for myself this time around. I did spend some time shooting with the OM system 20f1.4. Whatever content I make from that lens will be published on my main photography channel. We went out to a fisherman's village, get some shots of the fishermen out in the sea. I also did a portrait shooting with the 20f1.4. I think I get some interesting content with that lens, and I can't wait to share with you guys. They'll be on the main channel. But for this vlog, I went to the museum the other day with Georgette, my friend, and I don't have anything else. I thought it would be cool for me to just bring you guys around and show you guys what I usually eat, hence this particular vlog. Other than that, I spend most of my time with Mum. I think that's the most important thing. It was her birthday. We had a really nice celebration. We kept it private, of course. I didn't want to vlog about that. But that's it. And I hope you guys enjoy coming along with me on this vlog adventure. Also, thankfully, I didn't do any photography today because it was raining in the morning and the sky is still really cloudy. The lighting is bad, it's flat and uninteresting. So I guess today we just have food and more food. But I think we're gonna stop for a bit, take a little break and go for coffee. So coffee next. This is my favorite coffee locally here in Kuching, Sarawak. Locally produced coffee beans, and they brew everything, make everything local. And there's just something unique about this, the taste of black bean coffee. They have several branches here in Kuching, Sarawak. The one I came here, this particular branch, this outlet is at High Street, which is just next to Carpenter Street. I'm now at my favorite Kolo Mee location. This is the white plain version without the red sauce. I usually would come here to Kim Joo, and I think they have some special taste to it that other places don't have. So earlier we had the red version at Oriental Park, which was my favorite for the red sauce Kolo Mee. So this is the plain version. Usually we call it a white Kolo Mee without the red sauce. And for the plain version or the white version, my favorite is from this Kim Joo. It is so good. It looks so plain, it's so simple, but the taste is amazing. I am now in Padungan area, and the next dish that I'm going to eat is tomato fried noodles. Again, this is another dish that is specific and unique to Kuching. You can't find this elsewhere, and it's one of my favorite dishes. I used to eat this at least once a week growing up during my childhood. I can't wait to show you guys tomato fried noodles. This is my favorite tomato fried kway teow. It is here in Hong Kong Noodle House. They have their specially made noodles, which they deep fried and then drenched in special tomato gravy. I really like that the noodles are crispy because they are deep fried, and it is not too hard and dry because it is then balanced with the super flavory tomatoes gravy. And man, I know some people don't like tomatoes. Some of my friends from Kuala Lumpur, West Malaysia have tried this and they generally said that they don't like it just because it has tomato. Well, if you hate tomato, this is not for you. But if you're okay with tomatoes, if you love tomatoes, then man, this rich tomato taste in these noodles will definitely be something you want to try. I've just finished with the tomato fried noodles and now I'm on the way to another food market or food court. It is Song Keng Hai. It is like a center for all different kinds of food vendors to sell some really awesome Kuching dishes. I want to check out some food. I can't eat too much now. I've just had like 4 different dishes. I'll probably eat something light, but we'll see what we can find at Song Keng Hai Hawker Food Center. When I was a child growing up, my family and I used to come here a lot. We come here at least once or twice a week for the fried noodles, for some of the rojak, and some really interesting dessert. This is like our go-to place. It's basically a combination, a gathering of all the hawker stalls, the popular ones around Kuching. The council gathered them in one spot, so here you can find some of the best foods around in Kuching. I don't think some of the stalls are the same. Some have closed down, but the popular ones are still here. And of course now I've eaten so much, I cannot eat that much anymore. I opted for lighter food. I had some Kompia and dessert. We call it special. It's just basically shaved ice with some condiments. Something sweet to end the day. Here is the Kompia. Technically this is not a Kuching dish. It's probably better known in Cebu, and it's a fuchao dish. It's basically deep fried bread with some pork filling, minced pork. And this is so good, such a nice tea time snack. And to go along with the Kompia, I have this special. It's basically just shaved ice with something inside. We have sweet corn, we have some jelly, something sweet and cold. Technically we don't have a hot weather today, but hey, I can eat this any time of the day. They have different kinds of desserts around in Kuching and some of them have really cool names. I can't cover them all in this one vlog. The popular ones are White Lady and Metahon. Perhaps I'll cover that in my future vlogs when I visit Kuching again. But for now, we will end this vlog with some Kompia, which is a really cool tea time snack, and this special. That's all the food adventures that I have to share with you guys. I know it's a very short one. We didn't cover a lot of dishes. There are a lot more Kuching food out there, but maybe next time. And I did go out a lot with my friends. I didn't want to vlog when I'm catching up with my friends because I think it's very rude. It takes away the time and it's very distracting. When I'm with my friends or other family members or relatives, I just want to be there, present, talk to them and put the camera aside and not worry about vlogging and just enjoy the time that I have with them. And there has been a lot of catching up with my friends, family members, relatives, my grandmother and my mother specifically. Fun times. Food-wise, I've eaten probably too much. I've probably gained too many kilograms now. Well, we'll worry about that later. When I'm going back to Kuala Lumpur, I'll have to work harder in the gym. That will have to happen sometime soon. Anyways, let me know if you've enjoyed watching me eat all this fantastic food. And if you like it, maybe next time I'll do a more extensive food hunt. When I come back to Kuching again, we'll try some other adventurous food. Who knows? Until the next one, please stay safe and take care. Bye-bye.